We usually like to get to the pier at around 8 a.m, so we are ready to get going by 9. I know the early mornings can be a bit of a struggle, but it's all worth it once we get onto the water. RMIT supplies the expensive gear such as air tanks, BCDs and regulators. Members are required to bring their own personal gear, including masks, fins, booties, wetsuit, weight belt, etc. We dive regularly on the weekends to different locations in Victoria and New South Wales, including Jervis Bay and Wilson's Promontory. In Victoria, we do pier and boat dives. With the boat, we are able to access different dive sites, from shipwrecks to wall dives in Port Phillip Bay and outside the Heads. We've got some regulars here today like Aaron and Natalie. John is one of our most experienced divers and has been with the club for 30 years. We've also got Vicky, who's a newbie, and Stefan, who is on his 3rd dive trip. I've been the president of the RMIT Underwater Club for 6 months now, but I've been a member for the past 3 years. It's crazy looking back on it now and how I started off as a stranger, but now have a whole new group of friends. Today we are in cloudy Sorrento. The water is a bit choppy, so the visibility may not be great. We have few skippers today, as both John, Aaron and I are experienced boat drivers. We all share the responsibilities of keeping track of the divers, keeping an eye on the weather, as well as the shipping channel. Although we may be relaxed above and below the water, diver safety is paramount and we always dive with a buddy. We dived a few sites because the weather changed during the day. We headed out of the Heads and went to the J4 submarine, also known as the shallow sub. It sits intact at 27 metres. The conditions underwater weren't great, so it was only a short dive as there was a lot of surge. On a good day you can dive right through the sub, including into the torpedo tubes. As the weather turned rough, a few people on shambles started to feel pretty terrible, so we decided to head back inside the bay. A favourite spot to spend surface interval is at Chinaman's Hat, a once-used marker buoy that sits in the middle of the bay. It is now a seal colony, home to many friendly and curious Australian fur seals. We threw on our almost empty tanks and had a magnificent dive with these beautiful and agile creatures. The weather fined up and the visibility was fantastic. It's amazing how much of an impact the weather can have on the atmosphere of the boat. After we surfaced, we mucked around, jumping off shambles, loving the afternoon sun. The club is always welcoming new members, both RMIT students and non-students. If you would like to learn to dive, we can help you get your open water certificate through a Melbourne-based dive shop and have you diving in no time. You're also welcome to tag along on our dive trips throughout Australia, where we camp in amazing places next to beautiful beaches. The waters around Melbourne are often overlooked, but we are lucky enough to have some of the most amazing diving in Australia right on our doorstep. Don't be deterred by the cold water. There are heaps of amazing dive sites with epic visibility, amazing creatures and fantastic people to explore.